push the limit, hold the line, every second on the time. No fear, no delay. This is SMA. Full throttle, no retreat, rubber burning underneath. We don't break, we don't stall. When the lights go out, we go all. Full throttle, feel the drive. Every lap we come alive. SMA, claim the win. This season starts. Let it begin.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the SMA Season 1 2026. This is round 7, and we are in the hilly forests of Belgium for Spa-Francorchamps for this crucial race of the season, with myself as your host, Flawed Genius Gaming, taking you through all the nerves and the emotions this round will bring from our very best in Tier 1 today. Last week, it was our talented teenager, TNR Nutcap, recording another win, making it back-to-back wins with 2 races remaining. Now applying pressure to our once runaway leader, VSR Richard, looking for his first crown in SMA. Can TNR Nutcap, though, keep his winning streak up, or will there be any further twists and turns as the season draws to a close? One more win and we could approach squeaky bum time in our grand finale next week. What will happen is anyone's guess, but you'll need to stay tuned to see how this unfolds. Now, back from her exotic holiday from the scorching hot Puerto Rico is a lady that will be looking to bring the heat in the commentary box today. Please give a warm welcome to Dana, aka Lucky Mistake. How are you? And thank you for joining me today.
Well, thank you, Juan. It's great to be back. Puerto Rico brought the sunshine, but today we're treating beaches for the legendary tarmac of Spa. And let's be honest, Spa is always a survival of the fittest track. She can be a cruel mistress on the best days, and tonight might be even worse, thanks to some very devious race settings from our race director this round. Flawed clearly enjoys watching people suffer. So I'm fantastic, ready for some chaos, and I think the drivers better buckle up, because Spa tonight is going to separate the contenders from the casualties.
Yeah, it certainly could well be the case tonight. And yeah, big thank you for joining me today. Yes, I have clearly created some pain for a lot of the drivers out there in their respective tiers, but we'll see how they get on tonight, as of course some of the parts of the race is set to random, so it could bring all kinds of drama. But excited ahead of this race today. But before we do get to the race, it is important to shout out our sponsors for this season, because without them, none of this would be possible. So SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, South Africa's haven for all your sim racing equipment, selling only the highest recommended products from the likes of Fanatec and Moser, as well as racing cockpits for that perfect driving experience. Link is in the description below.
Postnet Midstream, aside from the endless business and personal possibilities, Postnet brings something extra: heart and connection. With quality printing, shipping, and design services, Postnet shows that it's not just about business, it's about people. We're not just any print and ship shop, we're your people.
Jetor Phalaborwa, your official Jetor dealership based in Phalaborwa, Limpopo. From the bold Jetor dashing to the versatile X70 Plus and the newly launched T1 and T2, Jetor Phalaborwa brings the full Jetor car lineup to drivers who want performance, style and value. And no matter where you are in the country, they've got you covered. Nationwide delivery straight to your door. Jetor Falaboa, driving the future wherever the road takes you.
DC Designs, where imagination meets reality. From custom home decor and lifestyle products to specialized gaming and sim racing accessories. DC Design uses the power of 3D printing to craft items as unique as you are. Whether you're looking for a one-of-a-kind gift, personalized collectibles, or gear to level up your sim rig, DC Designs has you covered. Turn your ideas into reality with DC Designs.
Right recruitment. Finding the right people just got easier as they handle everything from A to Z sourcing, screening and matching top talent that fits your business perfectly. Save time, cut the hassle and build a strong team with Right Recruitment, where the right hire is always the right choice.
Waggy & Sons, a Cape Town-based interior business specializing in custom soft furniture manufacturing and installation. They're known for high-quality craftsmanship, service excellence, and a fast turnaround times. Doing the job right and getting it done on time. From concept to final installation, Waggy & Sons shows up when it matters most, even after hours, delivering tailored solutions you can count on without compromise.
And finally, Slayer Energy. Homegrown in South Africa, it fuels your focus, hits hard and still tastes smooth. That's how Slayer does energy. Their motto is death to dull, and trust us, they live by it. Bold flavours and zero boredom. Slayer, crushing the norm, fueling the madness and keeping every lap electrified. Okay, so that is all the credits said and done. So let's give you a reminder on what's left of our calendar for Season 1 2026. So with 6 races completed, we head to the forests of Belgium in this penultimate round of the championship before finishing off the season in Abu Dhabi for the world famous Yas Marina for our season grand finale. Now, on to the track details for round 7. Over to you, Dana.
As mentioned, we're at the world famous Spa, a track shaped like an Uzi. And I'm sure the drivers will be gunning for glory at this circuit tonight. Track length is 7 kilometers, featuring 21 turns in a clockwise direction. Known to be a fan favorite with the famous brilliant Eau Rouge, the fastest chicane in the world, with huge elevation changes. We will be at the 24-hour layout, which features the extra long pit lane that rejoins at Medallion, and with every changeable track condition, this could bring out some excitement and dread for some of the drivers in the penultimate round of Season 1. Now on to the race details. So the drivers have 9 Group 3 cars to pick from, dated 2018 to present, with real-life GT3 cars to manufacturer concept cars, as you can see on the screen. But as I suspect, the drivers will have their favorites here. One item to note is the new Porsche 911 2022 car has now officially been removed from the list of cars to be picked with its superior balance of performance to the rest. However, the drivers still have a good list to pick from. There will be a 10-minute quali ahead of a grid start full start check for a 21-lap race here at Spa. Drivers will start with a full tank of fuel with a refueling speed of 5 liters a sec. Second, all tires are available, all racing tires. Fuel consumption is set to 3 times with tire wear rate set to 4. The weatherman, or Flawed, has predicted that the race conditions could be wet and windy, so wet tires could be called into play today. So Parquet is now going to give us a recap on the most important highlights of our race last round at the Trial Mountain Reverse Circuit. So over to you, Parquet.
SMA. This is the round 6 recap at Trial Mountain Reverse.
race here at the Trial Mountain Reversers. We've got 5 red lights and the lights go green and away we go. So JDJ is going to head this train of cars of Nutcap, Jensen, Sam Steele, Nitro Merlin, Trusp actually getting a good run. Actually the Audi looking like it had good pace over the Ferrari in the mid-speed, but not able to make the move on Nitro Merlin. Nutcat is hounding down JDJ like a bee to honey right now, and yeah, TNR Nutcap will be looking to get the best exit possible, so he'll get a good run up this 1 mile long straight up the hill through the tunnel. Sam Jensen looking to size up an opportunity, and it looks like JDJ had the inside line to Nutcap as they were side by side going into the corner, but they are how they are for the time being. As VSR Richard looks like he gets past Sam Truth as well. So has Truth made a mistake there? We got VSR Nitro Merlin all over the back of Sam Jensen as well, fighting it out for that 3rd position. African Stig trying to hold off Waxon, as Waxon is looking rather competitive right now, and he pulls to the side. In fact, we're going to go 2 wide. We might even go 3 wide at this point as we go through the tunnel, and here comes Waxon now as he pulls to the side of the African Stig. He's going to have the slipstream to Sam Steele, who's going to come out on top here. Truspy's holding off Sam Steele. African Stig is still holding off Waxon. Looked like a slight bit of contact between the 2 drivers, but Waxon is holding firm in 9th position. The VSR Giller to the back of them in 10th position. Very, very close between about 6-7 cars right now, so anything can happen in these opening laps. Very, very close between the 3 drivers there, and Waxon has got the inside line to the African Stig, and there's more contact, and it looks like Waxon has completely lost it with the contact down into P12. Let's have a look on the replay there, but that was a little bit sketchy driving between the pair of them. Let's get a side-by-side viewpoint of the 2. And that was certainly very, very messy, and Waxon nearly with the perfect drift around the corner, but caught the rocks on the left-hand side. Looks like VSR JDJ and TNR Nutcap are running their own race, because they are literally swapping the hands of the lead every lap. Slight bit of contact with the wall, and VSR Giller as he made a little bit of a mistake there, and he has lost out on 2 positions to move down to P6. And TNR Nutcap, yeah, he does dive into the pits from the race lead then. 8.2 seconds was the lead over VSR Nitro Merlin, but JDJ was 29 seconds behind Nutcap. Interestingly, as you mentioned, Robin, yes, JDJ is going to have to perform 14 laps on the soft tyres. Is that even possible, though?
Yeah, no, look, JDJ is experienced, and he obviously would not have gone into the pit lane if he felt that he couldn't do the 14, so it's very doable, but I think that he's obviously going to suffer on the final stints of his race, and it's going to be interesting to see where they rejoin, because obviously he would need to battle with Nutcap, and with that creates more tire degradation, and so I think Nutcap's playing a very smart game here.
The African Stick really close up on the VSR Richard then, and now looking rather strong as he goes up the inside of VSR Richard. VSR Richard gives him the space, and the African Stick does move up a position. Just to get back to chat as well, whilst we've got the opportunity here, do welcome in Eco Beast. Also Fish as well. Welcome, Fish. Hopefully we'll have you back in SMA soon, but good to see you in chat as well. We've got Double DP in here as well, and I do believe we had Andalay in here earlier as well. So welcome in Andalay. Looking at the race now though, they've swapped positions here, haven't they? African Stick was in front of VSR Richard. So Richard has made the move somewhere. So I think the African Stick made a mistake somewhere. However, he's still to the back of VSR Richard. They exit the tunnel. We got a good slipstream from VSR Richard to power past him back up into 4th position. So a great move there from the African Stick. Great racing between the pair of them, but certainly looking... still looking on board with TNR Nightcap. He has really closed the deficit to VSR JDJ. Oh, TNR Nightcap and JDJ side by side now. Who's going to come out on top? I think, well, Nightcap trying the old switcheroo, and I think he's made it stick because around the outside, and that will turn into the inside line for the next turn, and TNR Nightcap moves up into the lead, but JDJ comes fighting back and retakes the lead from TNR Nightcap, and then Nightcap takes the lead from JDJ on the next turn. So this is absolutely manic between the two drivers. We are definitely approaching squeaky bum time. Can TNR Nightcap, well, he's not got the best run out of the exit. He's going to pull to the inside, which could be, of course, the outside line for the next turn. So they're going to be side by side into turn one, sorry, with JDJ holding that defensive line, and they're still going to be side by side as we come out of turn two. But JDJ should have the inside line for the next turn, but Nightcap sweeps around the outside to retake the lead of the race, and JDJ is going to have to do it all over again if he is going to inherit the race lead. Looks like Truce has got a great run on the African stick as he used that slipstream to his advantage. Oh, not much space given there, but the African stick will hold on to that third position. Sam Truce is fighting tooth and nail right now, really trying to apply that pressure to the African stick. But at the moment, yes, P3 and P4 for the African stick and Sam Truce, but VSR Nitro Merlin don't count him out either because he's just half a second off of Sam Truce, but in the fifth position, and VSR Richard as well in sixth position with Sam Steele. As you mentioned, Robin, we have got a line of 5 cars battling for position. Who's going to come out on top here? Got side by side again, and is now Richard and the African stick, and looks like the VSR Richard has pulled a great move to go around the outside past African stick with Sam Steele challenging as well in sixth position. Looks like African stick, well, he's not going to make it work there, but he's going to get as close to the back of VSR Richard as humanly possible. But then Sam Steele is now coming in with the fight and pulls up alongside the African stick. Is he going to make it work now? Surely. Sam Steele, he gives the respect to African stick, and the African stick is going to hold him off for the time being because stick. Then we got Sam Steele pulls to the inside of the African stick. Can he make it work? Sam Steele. Oh, that's a great move, and he moves up into P5. Now can he catch VSR Richard to try and get that fourth position? They are as close as they've ever been. VSR Richard is going to hold the inside line. Sam Steele's got the overspeed. He's going to try around the outside, and Sam Steele does make it work. He goes a bit deep though, but he's going to have the inside line. There's a little bit of contact between the two drivers, but Sam Steele does make it work to move up into P4. Looks like TNR Nightcap is going to win round 6 at the Trial Mountain Reverse. Congratulations to TNR Nightcap with his second win in a row, and second win of the season, with JDJ finishing in second position. We got Sam Truce. He's going to finish on the last step of the podium to finish in third position.
Here's Nightcap on the win.
I am really, really happy with the race. I'm really just ecstatic to come with the race win. The whole race, it was just constant back and forth between JDJ and myself, and we didn't know which way I was going to go until the last 2 or 3 laps. It's probably my favorite race I've had ever that I can think of.
Nice.
It was just fast, clean, and of course we're at the front, so we're pulling away from everyone while doing it. And the part I really liked is that, yes, we were battling quite a lot, but it wasn't slowing each other down. It was more like, okay, sure, you make the move here, I lose, we don't even lose time. It's just kind of almost slipstreaming in a way, but battling at the same time. And it was really fun to just practice racecraft and just compete at this high level.
JDJ and Truce rounded out the podium, while Sam Waxon, Sam Jensen, and Puma Maverick rounded out the order. Coming up, SMA's penultimate battle at Spa-Francorchamps. Bring us home, Flawed.
So it was TNR Nutcap that brought home the race victory. His second in a row after an intense race with VSR JDJ, where there was swapping hands of the race lead on a lap-to-lap basis. But in the end, TNR Nutcap wasn't to be denied recording back-to-back victories. On this occasion, VSR JDJ will have to settle for second. And with his first ever podium in SMA, it was Sam Trusp who battled his way into third with his best ever result. Also following in with his best result of the season was teammate Sam Steele, also doing it the hard way in the final remaining laps to record a brilliant fourth position. And in fifth and dropped points was VSR Richard, who didn't have the best of qualifying, worked hard in the race to make up a couple of positions, settling for fifth. Due to the African Stig deemed to be at fault for an earlier incident, lost 3 positions from his initial P6, means both VSR Nitro Merlin and VSR Giller make up 1 position to be classified as 6th and 7th respectively, with the same of Sam Uncle Babby now moving up to 8th. 9th is now the African Stig, finishing in front of Sam Waxon, who was the victim of that incident and had damage early on to finish in 10th. We had 2 DNFs in Sam Jensen and Puma Maverick, and 2 drivers that did not start to round off our grid for round 6. So this is how our Tier 1 standings have shaped up after 6 races. So with 3 wins and a second and 2 dropped rounds, VSR Richard still leads at the top with 1,595 points. And closing the gap to the top, however, is TNR Nutcap, who has reduced the deficit to 9 points. 1 more win today and it will be a straight up shootout for the crown in our grand finale at Yas Marina. Staying in third is VSR JDJ, a further 5 points behind TNR Nutcap, losing more ground, but remaining in fourth is the African Stig with 1,550 points. And in fifth is VSR Nitro Merlin with 1,540 points, just 2 points behind. In 6th position is VSR Fish with 1,538 points. In joint 7th is Sam Jensen and VSR Wolfie, tied with 1,532 points. And staying in 9th is Sam Uncle Babby, who is now just 1 point in front of his teammates Steele and Trusp, who are tied for 10th with 1,525 points. And falling to 12th is Puma Maverick with 1,510 points, with VSR Giller just 3 points behind in 13th, and Sam Waxon a further 2 points behind in 14th. To round off our Tier 1 standings after 6 races. So best of luck to everyone in Tier 1 today, as we're going to go for a short break, and when we come back it'll be the start of the 10-minute qualifier we have at the Spa-Francorchamps. So back in a moment. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Jetor, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. SMA is brought to you by DC Designs, Right Recruitment, Waggy & Sons, and Slayer, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. Okay, so we are back, and just in time for the outlaps of this qualifying session, and wow, the heavens have opened at the start of this qualifying session, something that we didn't predict here. And yeah, it's wow. I mean, what can the drivers do in these types of conditions? But they are still in their outlap, and they're still going to be running a longer lap for their opening stint. So a quick thing that I do need to mention, then this will give me the time to do so. So let's get the right screens on here. So, yeah, we are still giving away a chance to win a box of 12 Slayer Energy cans as long as we hit the 40 likes on our broadcast. However, as we didn't hit the required likes on the last broadcast, it is now rolled over to this week, and it will be either if we hit the 40 likes on this broadcast, or with us only being 3 subscribers away from that magic 400 number, our 400th subscriber will win this brilliant prize of Slayer energy drinks. Whichever happens first will determine our winner and will be announced in our last race of the broadcast of this season next Monday. So if you would like to win these Slayer drinks like our previous winners of Anne-Marie and VSR Kennels, looking extremely happy with their gifts, make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new to the SMA, hit the subscribe button to get your hands on one of these. Just one click of a button is all it takes. It is that easy. So this is your last chance to win, so make sure to hit that one button or you will miss out. And if you think we may be shy of them goals as well, then please do share the stream with your friends and your family, and maybe they'll become our last winner for the box of Slayer we are literally giving away. Okay, but back to the action now, and we have got VSR Giller leading the train now. It does look like with the weather conditions right now that it seems to be drying up a little bit, so you might actually see some of the drivers actually come into the pit lane to get on to them soft tyres, so we'll have to wait and see. And just looking behind as well, just to see how the track conditions are evolving right now. So you can see that certain parts of the track is getting into that drier phase. So yeah, let's have a look. Oh, Uncle Babby closes to the back of VSR Giller. Now, is Giller going to dive into the pit lane? He does. So it will be Sam Uncle Babby is going to come across the line now. So he is going to set a 2-minute 27.727. But as you saw with Giller diving into the pit lane, looks like a lot of the drivers are deciding to get their banker laps in. So VSR Fish is now on pole position with that 2-minute 25.9 with VSR Richard 226.8. So it does look like a lot of the drivers are diving into the pit lane now. Sam still did come across the line for a 226.9 to land himself in third position. And it looks like Sam Jensen is going to come across the line now to set a 2-minute 25.255, 7 tenths quicker than VSR Fish to land himself on pole position. I do wonder whether or not TNR Nutcap is going to follow suit as well. But yes, something that we didn't predict here with the random conditions at the start of the race. This, I have to say, Dana, this is quite unpredictable.
It is extremely unpredictable, but that's what is bringing the excitement today. So I cannot wait to see what happens and what's in store for these guys. And just remember, if you have any complaints, this is Quad's fault.
Yeah, blame me. I'm responsible for the race settings for today, and I certainly wanted to bring the drama, and it's going to be interesting to know how the race kind of unfolded for the rest of the tiers as well, whether or not it was a complete washout or not, as we do see TNR Nutcap go onto pole position with that 2-minute 23. Oh, he goes a little bit sideways out of the pit lane to get onto them slick tyres, but yeah, 2-minute 23.824 for him. But I do excuse me, I do suspect that the drivers will go quicker in the final embers of this qualifying session. But I do welcome in everyone that's joined us in chat today. So we've got Kennels in here saying that he's already finished. How did you get on, Kennels? Yes, I do understand that the weather is a little bit funky, but yeah, hopefully you had a great race though. And we've got Andale in here, and I think I've said your name correctly this time, but let us know if I ever mispronounce any names out there. Yeah, welcome in, as well as Kalen as well. Welcome, sir. And yes. Yes. Anyways, right. But welcome in, everyone. Make sure, as I said, please do hit that like button. We do want to try and get to 40 likes. And please, please, please as well, try and share the stream to other people, maybe friends, family, or anything like that, so that, you know, we really spread out the word for this stream to other people and even new people to the stream. We really want to give away this Boxer Slayer energy drinks, and obviously you saw the picture there as well, so evidence that we've already given out 2 boxes to our lucky viewers. And also as well, what I didn't show you, but I'll show that at the end of the race, is TNR Saint receiving his racing gloves as well. So but you know, good to see all the drivers out on circuit. We've got VSR Wolfie out there. Good to see him. And I did see, yeah, Fish is back, of course. Missed the last, I do believe, 2 races. So good to see Fish back in action. We are missing 3 drivers today, though, guys. We are missing, I do believe it's the African Stig with who is it? It'll be Sam Waxon, and there is a 3rd driver somewhere as well. He should have 14 today. I can't think of who the other driver is. I think it might be Nitro Merlin.
Good evening, Sean. It's Puma. It is Puma GTR as well. He's coming into the lobby now.
Ah, good to see you, Robin. Good to see you.
Hey,
how are you doing?
I'm good. Sorry, I'm a bit late. Our tier 2 was had taken a bit longer than expected. But yeah, good evening.
Good evening to you. Yes, we are in the depths of qualifying right now. We are just looking on board with VSR JDJ, currently 9th position, not to set a lap time, but he should set a lap time here. Can he go onto pole position? Yes, of course he can, with a 2-minute 21.954, which is now replaced by Sam Uncle Babby with a 2-minute 21.825. A phenomenal lap from Sam Uncle Babby, and then being replaced by VSR Fish on top of the timing charts with a 2:21.056. So certainly a turn up for the books. Let's see if I can find any more drivers. We have got TNR Nutcap, who is in the 6th position, because we got Sam Trusp up into 2nd position with a 2-minute 21.202. VSR Giller up into 4th as well with a 2:21.688. So yeah, certainly a turn up for the books here. We got TNR Nutcap down into P7 currently, as Sam Jensen goes up 1 position, and VSR Wolfrey on pole position with a 2-minute 20.441. And certainly with these random conditions really shaking up the grid today here, Robin.
Yeah, and I'm watching Nutcap come in for his final quali lap, and I'm sure it's going to be faster than the last one. So let's see. I'm excited to see his qualifying time.
And yeah, just coming through the bus stop chicane. Yes, he's looking rather tidy. Can he beat that 2-minute 20? Yes, he can. 2-minute 19.6.
I knew it. I called it. I knew he was gonna do it. That's Scott for sure. Hi, Miss Dana.
Hello.
How you doing? That was so exciting. I knew. If there's, this lad, he sometimes struggles with quali, and it affects him, but it's nice to see that he's actually shrugged it off and he's put in that final lap, and he's put in a good time. But that being said, as the later you see it, I think the drier the track becomes, and so your chances of getting a quicker time is much better if you ride at the back of that stint. But well done to Nutcap and Wolfie and Piss.
Yeah, and we're still riding on board with VSR JDJ down into P8 currently, but he's just going through the bus stop chicane for the last time in qualifying. And and it's going to be tight, but no, he's not going to beat it.
No.
Does improve into P3, 2 minute 20.73. But Uncle Babby moves up into third position with that 2 minute 20.7. Wow, what a fantastic qualifying we've just witnessed there. I will quickly run through the classified qualifying results at Spa, the 24-hour layout, but I mean, absolute shock to see, although not a shock to see, TNR Nutcap on pole position with that 2 minute 19.674, but you can see quite the difference in the times with VSR Wolfie. I'm not used to seeing him right up there in second position. He's going to be starting on the front row with Sam Uncle Babby on row 2, starting from P3 with VSR JDJ starting alongside him in fourth position. Then we've got VSR Fish starting on row 3 from P5 with Sam Trusp starting alongside him in sixth position. Then we've got VSR Richard starting from row 4 in P7 with his teammate VSR Giller in eighth position. Now we are just I can see that we are literally changing the grid at the moment. I don't know if it's for any latecomers or anyone that didn't that may have
Yeah, looks like the African Stig has come into the lobby, Sean.
Yes. We are actually missing, so I did notice we don't have VSR Nitro Merlin either. And we don't have Sam Waxon, but I know that Sam Waxon is absent today. The other two would have been a surprise to me, so obviously good to see that the African Stig can rejoin, but he will be joining from 12th position, I do believe, and probably VSR Nitro Merlin if he is to get back into the lobby from 13th position. But for the drivers that was there, though, I mean, well, what a fantastic qualifying we just witnessed there, right?
Dana?
Yeah, Dana?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put her on the spot tonight. Let's put Miss Dana on the spot tonight.
That's excellent. That's excellent. I'm so glad that I could be, here for this. No, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. VSR showing up in spades, obviously, and then Nutcap to come back and set that fastest lap. I mean, at 15, I wish I was that talented. So excellent job to everyone.
Yeah, I think once again, for me, it's always, I look at the type of cars being used, and I think the removing, once again, make it clear, the removal of the post has made the last few races in this season so more interesting with the choices of, when I heard they're using the Ford, it was like, really? And if you look at cars that I don't think I would use in like the concept as well. I tried it. The Audi's pretty good, and the Ferrari as well. But it's also nice to see such a huge variety of cars there. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and the African Stig is actually in the Nissan GTR as well. So livery looking on point now. I really love the design of that TNR car. I wonder if it is TNR Saint that designed that car or not. Interestingly as well, African Stig sporting a TNR livery, so that's one thing. But he has said that he is the Stig, so he certainly is the Stig. And then we got Puma Maverick in the Audi. Sam Trusp is in the Mazda, so that's another different car in the grid today. VSR Richard in the Audi. Giller is also in the Audi. I think Uncle Babby's in the Ferrari. Sam Steele Ferrari. And JDJ, what is that? Is that an Audi? I think it's an Audi. So
yeah, that's Audi as well.
Yeah. So good mix of cars today. It's good to see it, and of course with these adverse conditions, really shaking up the grid today. But it does seem like because we've had to reset to bring in the other drivers, or at least the African Stig, so it looks like it's going to be a dry start to the race. But something that's a little bit different from previous rounds is this is going to be a grid start race. So yeah, certainly going to be an eventful round 7 here at Spa-Francorchamps, and yeah, be very prepared, chat, because this is going to be full of action. But we're going to go for a quick break as we await the race start, so back in a moment. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave, Postnet Midstream, and Jetor, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026.
Is formed, and you've got the Africa Stig, and then you've got Jensen, then Brandewijn, and then Richard, and then Uncle Bobby, and this is the pack that's going to have most of the, I think, the excitement, in my opinion, Sean.
Indeed, and apologies there, guys, apologies. Yeah, I forgot to turn the sound back on there, but you did see what happened there in the background. There was so much action going on at the start there that, yeah, well, it looked like it was caused by VSR Richard on teammate JDJ, who then careered into VSR Fish as well. So, yeah, all types of calamities at the start of this race, and yeah, it's looking like an uphill task for the pair of them. JDJ, of course, in the running for the championship crown. That is not the way to start a 21 lap race here at Spa, but certainly a driver that has benefited is TNR Nutcap, as we've got side by side action with Uncle Babby and Sam Truce. Of course, both of them teammates. Uncle Babby is going to fend off Truce for the time being, but it looks like we got a gaggle of cars with VSR Richard. So, oh no, contact with Sam Truce as well, and Truce goes off into the barrier, causing front aero damage. We've saved the replay of that, but yeah, VSR Richard in the thick of things, and I do suspect that one or two stewards' inquiries will come into play here, but let's have a look on the replay and see how that translates transpired. So looking on board with Richard there then. So it was Sam Truce cutting from side to side. VSR Richard snuck he snuck his car on the inside, and there was Truce into the barrier. And oh my god, it's all been kicking off in this race already, Dana.
Indeed. We had a little moment with Wolfie and Sam Steele in the back. They kind of went side by side. We went 3 wide at one point, but they all made it through cleanly. But it hasn't even happened yet, Sean. It hasn't even happened. And things are going crazy.
Yeah, for those that don't know about the race settings for today, there will be rain and there will be darkness as well. So all types of challenges posed for the drivers. As we saw a little bit of lag there from African Stick there, so hopefully not causing too much commotion for the drivers behind and in front. But yeah, Sam Jensen in 6th position at the moment, 1 second adrift, trying to get back into that slipstream range to try to fight for positions in front of him. We've got Puma Maverick in 7th position with VSR Wolfie 1.4 seconds behind in 8th position. He's got front aero damage though, which could be
Richard has just overtaken.
Okay, yeah, no problem. We will get on the replay now. So yeah, he had a good run up Eau Rouge, then on Sam Uncle Babby, who pulled to the side of him. Sam Uncle Babby tried to squeeze him, but VSR Richard looked like he got in front with the overspeed. Nothing that Sam Uncle Babby could do. And as you called it there, Robin, VSR Richard moves up into 2nd position. So yeah, certainly VSR Richard in the wars today. But of course, he knows how important this race is because of course, the championship leader with 2 races remaining, including this race. So Richard knows he can't afford to let TNR Nutcap win this race if he is to hold on to the championship lead. Well, he may hold on to it, but it certainly will be very, very tight at the top, and all the pressure will be in the grand finale next week at Yas Marina. So yeah, VSR Richard will be looking to hound down TNR Nutcap, who is 1.8 seconds up the road from him in the lead of the race, with Sam Uncle Babby now trying to hold off VSR Giller, who is now challenging him on the outside, which will be the inside for the next turn as we went through Blanchimont. But Sam Uncle Babby, he's gone wide, and VSR Giller is going to take that position away from him into 3rd position. Sam Uncle Babby's going to have to watch it though. As he's got, I was about to say, dirty tyres there, and Sam Uncle Babby ran a bit deep and into Giller as well, but no damage has been inflicted on VSR Giller. But yeah, certainly yeah, a bit of commotion yet again as he picks up a half a second penalty. We're going to have a look on the replay with Sam Jensen just behind him in 6th position. But as we went almost 3 abreast, Sam Uncle Babby went very, very deep, and there was African Stig to move around the outside of him to move up into 4th position. So getting back on board with the drivers now. So Sam Jensen, his teammate, all over the exhaust of Sam Uncle Babby, who is experienced the highs and is now experiencing the lows in this race right now, as Sam Jensen is allowed through into 5th position. Uncle Babby is going to have to serve that half a second penalty. Lucky that Puma Maverick is a further 3 seconds behind in 7th position. Sam still is 1.6 seconds behind in 8th position, but he's got a certain VSR Wolfie all over his exhaust now in 9th position, with Sam Truce in 10th position. JDJ is a further 8.7 seconds behind in 11th, and VSR Fish in 12th. So looks like they are going to stay out on track and not repair the damage. They're going to try and hold it out until the rain arrives. But we are on lap 4 of 21, and you can already already see the mist forming with the sunlight heading down as well. So night is approaching, and that is also going to add all types of tension and drama to this race, Robin.
Yeah, sure. I'm just amazed. I'm watching Brunnerwein and Donovan go around for a few laps now. Amazing drive. But actually, Donovan's really showing some really good racecraft in the start of his race. He's shown patience. He's just been aware. He's gained positions and just backed off and went past people that made the mistakes. No contact, all clean racing. Really impressive to watch him follow Branners here and be patient and look for the advantage and wait for the mistake. It's real good driving from both these drivers.
Yes, indeed it is. And as we mentioned as well, with the difference of cars, so just in this trio of cars, we've got the Audi of VSR Giller, we've got the African Stig that's in the Nissan GTR, and Sam Jensen that we're on board with now in the Ford GT. So it's going to be interesting to see in terms of how these cars perform with the tyre wear, with the fuel, and of course what kind of pace they will have in this track as well. I would imagine though, and probably what maybe you might have done, Robin, in your race was doing a little bit of fuel saving and trying to sort of save a bit of time in the pit lane when the rain does eventually fall. Do you think this is what the drivers are doing now?
I don't think so, really, to be honest. I've been watching and looking for actually instances where they were, but it wasn't in terms of it was for every lap that they were short shifting. It was just when they could, but the gaps weren't really that close for long spells of time. They split up quite early in the race, you know. Obviously with those incidents also created a bit of gap, but GTR is going to suffer with tire damage. If you look at say the Audi's tires from Branners, and then you look at the front left of the GTR, it tends to wear off quicker, obviously being an FR as well. So yeah, it's about tires as well. So right now I'm not sure how long he's going to be able to stick with Branners based on the tire degradation.
Okay, well, certainly if there is an opportunity to save fuel, then that time is now for the African Stig, who is remaining behind VSR Giller. His internet connection not looking the best though. His netcode is all over the track right now. So hopefully that's not going to cause an issue a bit later on in the race, but yeah, at the moment, just staying behind VSR Giller in 4th position. Sam Jensen trying to catch up to them drivers in 5th, but it looks like he's just made a mistake there, Robin, because he was 1 second behind, 2.4 seconds now. Let's quickly have a look on the replay, see how that may have happened then. So as we went into the bus stop chicane, it looked okay, but then caught the curb on the inside, and that gave him that snap oversteer, and that could have cost him dearly, really, there, as he's lost the toe to the drivers in front, and Sam Uncle Babby will be looking to close in on him in 6th position. Puma Maverick, Puma Maverick's got a good run, and Uncle Babby's just picked up a half-a-second penalty to boot as well, to add insult to injury. So Puma Maverick now moves up into 6th position. Sam Uncle Babby, his race that started so promising for him right at the start with that great qualifying session as well, and he started to sink like a stone, but we have just seen with the wipers going that we could be due some rain any moment now, as Sam Uncle Babby goes a little bit squirrely out of no name there, but certainly very close on the second half of the grid. Sam Uncle Babby still to the back of Puma Maverick. He's going to have to serve that penalty, but Sam still is looking to close in, and maybe still that 7th position away from Sam Uncle Babby, with VSR Wolfie not too far behind as well in 9th position, and then Sam Truce a further 2 2.7 seconds behind. We know that he's got damage. We know that VSR Wolfie has damage as well. And of course, the two drivers behind with VSR Fish, who is really suffering right here, where he hasn't been around for the last like 2 to 3 races. And what a way to come back, Dana.
It's really, I'm glad he's here. Definitely glad he's here. But I, was in such a great position, and for that to happen, definitely sorry to see it.
Yeah, indeed.
This is racing.
It is racing, yeah. Anything can happen, and it normally does. And TNR Nightcap, 2.4 seconds is the lead over VSR Richards. Has started to gap him a little bit here. Looking at the fuel situation, actually Richards got less fuel, and that's something I wouldn't normally call, because VSR Richard is normally one of the what's the word? Like, he's not smart, but wisest drivers, I think. Maybe.
Most certainly.
Yeah. So, it's something we didn't see there, but maybe not seeing that as much of an issue. We do predict that most of the drivers, if not all of the drivers, will be putting in a full tank once the rain does come in. Now, we are on lap 7, and I thought there was a sign of rain because I did see the wipers go on one of the cars, but at the moment, looks like we've got a dry circuit and no rain that I can see, but surely it's imminent, and this could turn the race on its head, I think, Robin.
Yeah, but I'm just watching Wolf. It's quite impressive with the damage that he's got. And it's just pretty much keeping up a decent pace for that damage, even though it's just aero damage. But even so, he's stuck with it, and he's 17 seconds off the lead, but it's a rain race, you never know what's going to happen, so that's kind of like a good recovery from an incident early on in the race, in 9th position. So doing pretty well there, and FPA as well. So, even though there's quite a big gap here within the pack at the moment, when the rain happens, anything can happen, and with Sean's curse, as we all know pretty well, I don't wish it on anybody, but it's going to be an exciting weight race as well.
Yeah, indeed, and it looks like. Do we call him TNR African Stig because he is sporting a TNR livery? So he is.
Well, if you look at his back bumper, then that will give you the answer.
It says Captain Slow for anybody that missed it.
Of course it does. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we just see him.
He confirmed it in the broadcast, not us.
That's right. I'm just reading what I see, that's all.
Yeah, exactly. Good observation, I have to say.
Keeping it clean.
Yeah.
But he's been driving. I told you, boys. That guy he drives well, man. I got a lot of respect for him. He's the guy who actually got me into this whole bloody thing. He grabbed me from GT7 daily, and I got a lot of respect for this. Like, if it wasn't him, it's a long story. But his racing is really good this evening. Genuinely, he's shown patience and clean racing, and it's just nice to watch. And it's my favorite car as well in the GTR, so eyes on him for me. Like to see how this ends up in the rain, because I think the GTR is pretty much strong in the rain, and especially with intermediate. So I'd like to see if they're going to be able to do the inters rather than the wets when it comes.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm quite surprised that it hasn't started to rain yet. I mean, we're looking at the wind speed and the direction, and with the wind, it's anyone's guess really in terms of like how the weather patterns form and go across Spa. But right now we are on lap 8. No sign of this rain as of yet. So yeah, I'm quite surprised. I do suspect, Robin, right? And this is what I suspect here. I know that the African Stig, he was part of the practice. For whatever reason, wasn't able to get into qualifying, but with the changing of the lobby meant that the rain conditions were very different for this race compared to the qualifying. So I do wonder what kind of race we would have had we'd have stuck with the settings from qualifying, because right now it's looking like the race is a much drier affair as all. Oh, are they going in?
Ooh.
Is that, they were diving. Yeah, they were all diving in. So it does look like that maybe on their weather radars that the rain is coming. So the African Stig with Sam Jensen, Puma Maverick, Sam Steele, and Wolfie all deciding to come in from their slick tyres on to either the wets or the intermediates. We'll see if it looks like JDJ and Fisher also following suit as well. So it's TNR Nutcap who is leading 2.7 seconds ahead of VSR Richard in second position. VSR Giller is in third position, 10 seconds in front of Sam Uncle Babby in fourth, and Sam Truce a further 4.4 seconds behind in fifth. But will they be able to get into the pit lane by the time the rain does arrive? Because you can see that on the left hand side next to the tyres, and you can probably see the rain now, that we are still in dry conditions, but that can turn pretty much instantly, Robin.
Yeah, no, it's just, this is the time that I thought you were talking about fuel saving. I was looking at the game in who had the most fuel, and it was JDJ, but that may be because of damage. And but yeah, it didn't see any changes in the pit lane, so to speak. And this is the exciting part. I do believe the guys who are in the, I think there's two GTRs on track. And I think it's going to be an awesome wet race. Maybe a one-stopper, who knows? I don't know. But, you know, if he's still running off on the mediums, he's done that additional lap. He does have aero damage, though, but I do know that it's most certainly going to be faster than the guys on the Inters for their first lap as well. So he could gain an advantage coming into the pits doing one additional lap, Sean.
Yeah, well, interestingly, so we've got some drivers that are on the wet tyres, we've got others on the intermediates. Now, the intermediates, of course, I can see why they're doing that, as we've got TNR Nutcap, who's coming to the pit lane now from the race lead, and of course, all the drivers behind coming in. But Uncle Babby looks like he's really suffering here on the slick tyres, really struggling to get that car back into the pit lane. So just coming in now with Sam Truce as well, so that has really hurt him on not pitting on the last lap. It looked like Giller and Richard with TNR Nutcap as well looked like they just about made it into the pit lane in time. So I do wonder how much time that the likes of the African Stig has made here, because he was the first to come out on circuit with the wet tyres. You can see that there is a little bit of tyre degradation on them tyres. So, you know, obviously on that out lap was driving on wet tyres on a dry circuit with the ×4 tyre wear. So that is a big factor in this race as well. So it looks like the tyres will be okay now, but it's how they drop off as the track dries out later on. But we can see now that TNR Nutcap has been released. Looks like he may rejoin. As VSR Richards struggling to come out of the pit lane now, gets released in second position, with Giller now released into third position. The African Stig is in fourth position, but it looks like he has closed the gap slightly. The gap is 10 seconds to the race leader, TNR Nutcap. 2.5 seconds is the gap between him and his next rival, VSR Giller, in third position. And then Uncle Babby rejoins in fifth position then. So something's happened there, but I think, is it because of damage? Is it because there was quite a few drivers that had to repair the damage on the cars, because I did feel like that Uncle Babby was going to lose time there, but instead rejoins in 5th, just in front of his teammate Sam Jensen. But you can see from the cockpit view, I mean, how much this rain is coming down right now. So super tricky conditions for the drivers. I mean, who would be a driver, Dana?
That's a great question. I'm just trying to take this all in. I'm flicking through everybody right now, and I'm just waiting to see what happens. So, yeah, don't know.
Yeah, certainly is a cruel mistress, this rain, as you alluded to at the start of the broadcast. Anything can happen in these conditions. The drivers have to be super careful in these conditions, because one slip up could cost it for you. You know, sliding and, you know, claiming a barrier, getting damage on the car. You know, this is all factors that the drivers have to be wary of. Sam Truce actually has made up a position, interestingly, up into P9, with VSR Wolfie just behind him in 10th position. JDJ is still 15 seconds adrift in 11th. It does look like VSR Wolfie is going to size up an opportunity if he is able to get on the power. It looks like, yes, he goes around the outside, and Truce could do absolutely nothing about that, as it looked like he really struggled to get on the power. So let's have a quick look on the replay. Yeah, as we look on board with Wolfie, who was just behind Sam Truce then, as we came out of the Paul Ferrer corner. Yeah, Truce with a big moment, and unfortunately Wolfie, who was bang on the money there, able to slip around the outside to move up into 9th position. So yeah, unlucky there from Sam Truce, but a long way to go. We still got 11 laps remaining, with Puma Maverick now just in front of VSR Wolfie. So Puma Maverick being the steady Eddie of the grid, which is sometimes the best way in these kind of conditions, Robin.
Yeah, so talking about conditions, you know, I'm watching, and obviously Scott's done his homework, in my opinion, I think, because he's the only driver and he's in front and he's on intermediates, and the guys, Richard, Brannan, Stig, have all chosen the wets. Now, Richard is catching up to him, fair enough, but I think with the amount of knowledge that I have on the track and what I've been practicing, is that as soon as this rain stops, which may be in another lap or so, the intermediates are going to be starting to really kick in, and I think it's going to create an advantage for Scott in the next few laps.
Yeah, you could well be right there. Something that I did notice actually is also the African Stig has caught up to VSR Gillidan, because the gap was it about 3 seconds last time I checked, but the gap is now just over half a second. So I'm not sure if Gilla made a mistake on the last lap there, but African Stig looking good in the rain, and will be trying to challenge for that last step on the podium. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Sam Jensen is just in front of his teammate Sam Uncle Babby, holding on to that 5th position. Sam Steele is 4.2 seconds behind in 7th, and 3.5 seconds in front of VSR Wolfie in 8th. It looks like he's just made the move on Puma Maverick then to move up into P8. We'll see if we caught that in time, and it looks like VSR Wolfie already made the move to go into P8, so it just shows you how quickly this can change. Yeah, Puma Maverick trying to be the steady Eddie, but of course, as you mentioned, he's on the intermediate tyres, Wolfie's on the wet tyres, so you would expect maybe the tide is about to change, but certainly so far the track conditions are pretty much on the tippy scale of the wet tyres, or the optimal grip for the wet tyres. So yeah, VSR Wolfie, yeah, he's making good ground, but maybe we'll come back for the Puma Maverick as the track does evolve. But it's still raining out there, so it's...
We got Gilla and Stig side by side right now, Sean.
Okay, yeah, we're on board now, and looks like the African Stig does get in front of VSR Giller to claim that third position as we went through to Lacombe even, and yeah, VSR Giller had no answer to that well, they're both on the wet tyres actually. Let's have a quick look on the replay now, yeah, Giller had the lead over the African Stig, but the African Stig got a good run out of Eau Rouge and through Radion, and around the outside was the African Stig as he put on his right indicator to say he was sweeping across. Giller gave him the space, and the African Stig moves up into third position. Yeah, so there we have it. So the gap has been closed by VSR Richard then, 0.6 seconds. As Nutcap has a little bit of a wiggle on the curb, and looks like he's gone a little bit deep out of was it Stavlo as well as we approach the pool thread. Nutcap really struggling at the moment on the very edge of the circuit. VSR Richard is going to close the gap right now, and we'll see if he's able to get the overspeed and be a little bit braver than TNR Nutcap. And as we go side by side, going through the bus stop chicane, Nutcap, he's going to have the inside line. He's going to cover off VSR Richard for the time being. But we know that VSR Richard is a wily campaigner, and this could be a bit of strategy going on, because we know we've got a long straight in front of us once we get past La Source for the 13th time of asking. So, Nutcap again going a little bit squibbly on the exit, and kind of panicking, but he has held on to the car to hold on to the race lead. But now this is the most important chicane of them all. So as we run up the hill through Eau Rouge, through to Radion, and onto the cable straight now, he's got a great run on TNR Nutcap. They're going to be side by side. It looks like VSR Richard is going to have the overspeed, and who's going to be the latest of the late breakers is Nutcap gets later on the brakes and holds his line to hold on to the race lead. VSR Richard's going to be very careful there if there isn't going to be a coming together, and TNR Nutcap successfully holds on to the race lead, Dana.
Yeah, that was exciting. You know, you really expect Richard to take advantage of things like this with the more experience, and Nutcap being, you know, not as experienced. And, you know, I think with Nutcap, like a slight disadvantage he has is he does tend to react without thinking at times. And there he proved that he was thinking smart and was able to hold on to that. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, and what that has done as well is VSR Richard being a little bit slower there has lost the gap to TNR Nutcap, and the African Stig is now there all over his rear bumper, and if VSR Richard is not careful, he may be pipped to that second position, as oh my god, his connection's not great, is it? African Stig, that has to be said. So he has to be very careful on that, and hopefully he knows that his connection's not good here, because yeah, of course he did disconnect before qualifying, so you know, maybe a good indication that is a bit of a hazard for the drivers, not to mention the wet track and the nighttime conditions. But yeah, at the moment he's keeping it safe, and just VSR Richard into the pits. So VSR Richard already into the pits, coming off them wet tyres. Now, yes, we do see that the track is evolving, so not quite in the dry conditions, but not far off. That is for certain, as we got VSR Giller now coming in from P4 as well on the wet tyres. So Sam, Uncle Babby also deciding to come into the pits, with Sam still looking to be brave. He's on the intermediate tyres, so he's looking to stay on them tyres for the time being to propel his way possibly into third position. Then we've got Uncle Babby. He's just leaving the pits now. Puma, where is he? Puma Maverick, also on the intermediate tyres. I do believe that VSR Richard may get released before he is able to get past the pit lane. Although it does say that he has moved up into P4 with Sam still looking like he is going to inherit third position. So there we go. I was trying to find the right view there. Puma Maverick P4, VSR Rich is just getting released now. So yeah, Puma Maverick does move up into P4, but it's now going to be interesting to see whether or not they're going to be staying on the intermediate tyres, and whether or not them tyres are going to hold up for the rest of the race. I suspect it won't do though. So yeah, we will see, and we'll see whether or not it stays dry as well, because of course we've already seen one surprise in qualifying where we had rain, and with random slots in the last two slots of the race, anything can happen. And of course, Dana, we did a bit of practice yesterday, and it was an absolute washout. It was probably the heaviest rain we've ever experienced.
No, absolutely. That was hydroplaning at its finest for me. I won't speak for you. You did much better than I did. But yeah, it was. We needed boats at certain points throughout the race. It was quite fun, though.
Okay, well, yes, it's very interesting with the tyre choices here. So VSR Richard has decided to go on the racing medium tyres, with VSR Giller also on the medium tyres. They're 5 seconds adrift of each other, and roughly about 50 seconds adrift of TNR Nutcap in the race lead as he comes in to the pit lane from the race lead. 9.1 seconds was the gap. So has the African Stig made a mistake somewhere? I'm not 100% sure, because I'm sure the gap was much tighter than what it is now. But with Sam still in third position, looking, no, he's coming into the pits as well. Puma Maverick, I would imagine he's going to follow suit in fourth position. Then VSR Richard, of course, the first of the slick runners, in fifth position right now, coming up to the bus stop chicane. So Puma Maverick has decided. No, he is in the pit lane, sorry. So VSR Richard coming across the line now to start lap number 15 of 21 then. How is TNR Nutcap going to fare as he comes out of the pit lane now? I think this is going to be really, really tight, to be honest. VSR Richards, well, he's just now approaching Eau Rouge, so Nutcap is released out on circuit into the race lead as VSR Richard. He will have the overspeed as he comes through Eau Rouge and Radion, but the gap is quite significant actually. The gap is going to be roughly about 8 seconds between the two drivers, maybe even 9 seconds. So TNR Nutcap has performed absolute miracles here, an absolute masterclass in the timing of his strategy here. And yeah, TNR Nutcap, if he gets this race victory, guys, it's going to be an all or nothing shootout in the final round of this championship, Robin.
Yeah, no, look, I've actually been watching his plan. And from the start, what he's done is he's fuel saved. So he managed to get more fuel, and now he came in with 61% fuel, and the driver behind him came in with, I think it was 32. So he doesn't have to put in any fuel. So this track and his race plan he's executed it brilliantly. Just watching him doing it consistently and lap after lap, I think yeah, no doubt this kid's gonna win this race tonight, and yeah, another brilliant performance, I think. Look, I may be.
Oh, Uncle Babby, what's happened to him? Uncle Babby's gone. He's spun out. He's into the wall. What has happened there? I did see him run a little bit wide there, but a very strange moment. Let's have a look on the replay. May have got on the wet stuff there. So as we came through Pujon, I do believe it is. Oh, yes, he got on the curb onto the wet stuff, and you are a passenger at that point as he slammed into the wall. He's got front aero damage, and he's really struggling to reclaim that car, and he's lost out on about 4 positions down into P8. So a massive moment there for Sam Uncle Babby when it was looking so good for him, but it just shows you that you make one little mistake, you get on that wet line, and your race will change in an instant, Dana.
Absolutely. That was unfortunate for him for sure.
Well, something we have seen as well now. So JDJ's already made the move on Sam Trusp then. I do wonder whether or not he got it done before we got into Blanchimont. Sam Trusp is going to try and challenge him. In fact, we just missed it. But yeah, it seems like JDJ starting to make inroads up the grid now as he tries to fend off Sam Trusp, who was on the outside. Sam Trusp is on the soft tyres though. So Sam Trusp...
Oh,
there's... What's happened there? What's happened?
Sam Steele just took a spin.
Okay, I've saved the replay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we do see yellow flags, so that may be Sam Steele, but JDJ just able to hold off Sam Trusp as they went too wide, approaching Eau Rouge. Only one could go into that corner, so Sam Trusp did let off the gas early there. Sam Steele just in front then. We will have a look to see how that transpired there. Maybe exactly as you said, getting on the wet line and you lose all types of traction. So let's have a quick look on the replay before an overtake happens. So here's Sam Steele now, and yeah, riding on board with him here as he was just behind his teammate Sam Jensen. Oh, he cuts the Eau Rouge, and he lost all kinds of control to the car, and that's an absolute nightmare for him. And I mean, it could have been worse actually, I have to say, but yet yeah, losing out on about, well, he's lost 5 positions now. So something else may have happened to Sam Steele. So he was 9th as we approached the double gauche or the Pujon. Oh, he just caught a wheel on the wet stuff again, and he is having an absolute disaster on lap 16 as he loses positions to JDJ and Sam Trusp to move down into P11. So yeah, so dangerous, just as the light was coming up as well, as the sun was rising between the trees as well, because now you can see the dry lines and the wet lines, but so unfortunate for Sam Steele, Robin.
Yeah, no, and you know, like I said, it's the wet that's still very much present on the track, and with these mediums, you know, it's quite easy to make a mistake. But then you've got the Stig, which is on softs, the only driver out of the top 5 that's chosen softs and with the track now in a dry race line. I'm wondering to see if that's going to play out till the end of the race.
Yeah, well, we've got 4 laps remaining here, or maybe about 4.5 laps remaining here. So Giller has a 3.5 second lead over the African Stig. This is where there should be a little bit better traction, but on the flip side, maybe the soft tyres will die a bit quicker now. So yeah, the African Stig, he's got a little bit of wear on the front left tyre, and actually just the fronts in general, actually, because of course he is driving the Nissan GTR, which does use the front tyres a lot more than its rear. So yeah, the gap is 3.6 seconds. There is definitely enough time to close the gap, but you know, will he catch up in time before them tyres fall off a cliff? That is the question. But Sam Jensen still leading over VSR Wolfie, but the gap is just half a second. So it is certainly squeaky bum time between the pair of them. Both of them on the racing soft tyres as well. So Wolfie may seek an opportunity to get past Sam Jensen in the next lap or so. Can he get a good run out of the Paul Ferrer? It does look like he does, actually. Really closes in to Sam Jensen, but of course again there's not really a line for two cars to go side by side, so he will have to back off a little bit as we go through Blanchimont. Jensen on the outside, he has to be careful, but it looks like he is going to hold off VSR Wolfie for the time being, but they are going to go too wide as we go in to the bus stop chicane, and it looks like VSR Wolfie trying the old switcheroo, but Sam Jensen does cover it off to remain in 5th position, but with La Source and Eau Rouge and of course the Camel. No! VSR Wolfie loses it! Oh, Sam Jensen as well looks like he lost a bit of traction, but it was VSR Wolfie as he went around the outside, or tried to attempt to go around the outside, and unfortunately that is exactly what happens. You catch a tyre with the slick tyres, you lose all kinds of control. In fact, sorry, he went... Oh, there was contact to Sam Jensen. Lucky that Sam Jensen didn't pick up damage, but Wolfie did pick up rear aero damage, though. So, yeah, rather unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunately, the outside or the racing line is the line to go into La Source. Wolfie tried to take one up the inside, caught a tyre on the wet line as he was steering, and that's how he lost control of the car. So that is very, very unfortunate for VSR Wolfie, who is now in 6th position, and Sam Uncle Babby will be threatening for that position, even though he does have front aero damage. I mean, this has been a very, very topsy-turvy race. I mean, you just can't call it, even in these late stages. There is just mistakes happening all the time, there's overtakes happening all the time, and yeah, with 3 laps to go, sorry, in this race, you know, don't count on the fact that these positions are going to stay the same until we get to the end of the race. It's been a very, very fascinating race, I have to say, Robin. What's your thoughts so far?
Well, I said it last week. I'm just going to repeat it again. Was that, you know, I think the CFC said last week that there were going to be incidents here because of the conditions which the race director gave, and I do believe that's you, Sean. So I think you've got a bit of answering to do to the community and to the viewers, because I think you've got a big role to play in what's going on in the race tonight.
Well, that's why I made it so easy in the last round, you know. Oh, what's happened?
Oh no, we've got one of the Sam guys that's just gone off into the grass.
Was it Uncle Babby or?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, let's have a look then. So Uncle Babby, because we was talking about Uncle Babby, you know, looking to try and close in on VSR Wolfie, and yeah, we mentioned this. I mean, at least they've got light now, yeah, right? They should be able to see the racing line or the dry line, but yeah, you catch a wheel on the outside. He's gone wide at Blanchimont, and that car becomes pretty much impossible to control, and he's got front aero damage. I think he had front aero damage anyways, but lost the position to Puma Maverick to move down into P8. So as I was mentioning, that you know, don't count on these positions to stay the same from this point to the end of the race, because anything can happen, and it certainly did there, Dana.
It did. Unfortunately, this, you know, like I said earlier, I blame you. Spa is already a cruel force to begin with, and you just turned it up to nightmare mode for these guys. So I expect there's some complaints to be in the COC about you.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, right? They had an easy race at Trial Mountains, so they knew that the pain was coming.
You stick with that story.
So yeah, it's definitely spread out the field. We've got 2.5 laps remaining, and something I did notice as well is that both VSR drivers of JDJ and Fish are in the pit lane, so they have retired
and
from the race.
Runners just took a knock on the wall as well. Oh my word!
Oh, and
here comes this thing. coming behind.
Oh, Gilla! No!
Oh, no, but the African Stick runs deep. Oh, he runs
Are they
deep as he
gonna do
approached the
this?
bus stop chicane, and his eyes would have lit up there, seeing that the gap was coming down between him and VSR Gilla. The gap is still 2.3 seconds, but what could have been for the African Stick as we are now starting lap 20 of 21. Let's quickly have a look on the replay of VSR Gilla, then see exactly how that happened. So looking.
Oh, Richard went into the wall, Sean.
You are
Richard
kidding
went
me.
into the wall.
You are
What's
kidding me.
I am
going
not
on?
kidding.
I know. That he has. You're right, Mr. Dana. Oh my word. Too much action tonight.
Okay, I've tried to save the replay, but the gap has now come down to about 5 seconds to... oh, no, African Stick gets the pass on. VSR Gilla, so just as I was going to say that maybe we'll get to interview him in the interview room, the African Stick makes the overtake before we got to Luckie, and, moves up into third position. So let's see if I can get the replay. It's all kicking off, as I said here, because,
Ooh, and... Oh no.
Sugar.
Oh my god, I'm trying to catch everything
There was
here.
a bit of contact there. But I think they both survived. Brothers has got damage, and so Stigger's on worn soft, so pretty interesting knock there from those two drivers, but I'm sure it will be investigated.
Okay,
It looks like Brandon slits him past. It looks like that.
Okay, I'm going to
It
quickly
looks that way.
have a look on the replay with VSR Richard as well, see if we did catch it. There we go, out of Eau Rouge. He got too much of the curb, which is still very, very wet, and slams into the wall. And I mean, we couldn't predict this, honestly. Really thought that once the rain had passed, that these drivers would have been composed enough to race their race. But unfortunately, that wet line is super slippery. And look at African Stick's tyres though. We got one lap remaining. Look at his front left tyre. It is screaming for dear life right now. And VSR Gilla is still not out of the running here. And you saw that the African Stick was trying to cool his tyres down, which, it's not... I mean, there's a very brave thing to do on the slick tyres to run into the wet line. But at the moment, the gap is just beneath a second. It is actually coming down now. So the gap is 0.8 of a second as we are starting the last lap of the race. Then Gilla is very, very fortunate here because he is deep into that slipstream of the African Stick. It's just about finding the right line through Eau Rouge now. I mean, that is so brave to touch that curb, I have to say. Oh, no! Oh, I thought he was going to spin, but he just about had enough traction. But he may have handed the podium to the African Stick. We got TNR Nightcap still leading. 26 seconds is the gap from him to VSR Richard. So it's been an absolute masterclass for TNR Nightcap, which will be his third race win in a row, and this is definitely going to take the fight for the championship in SMA Season 1 into the final round of SMA Season 1, as I said. So VSR Rich is second position at the moment. I mean, it's kind of damage limitations, but the African Stick still holding on to third because VSR Gilla has slammed into the wall, and not only is he not going to get a podium, but he loses out on that fourth position to Sam Jensen. That's now moved up into P4. He's got a penalty though, but it's all kicked off in the final few laps here, and it's gone from what was very promising for VSR Gilla to such a shame for him. But TNR Nightcap now coming through the bus stop chicane. It's going to be back to back wins for TNR Nightcap at round 7 at Spa-Francorchamps. Congratulations to TNR Nightcap with VSR Richard. As I said, 27 seconds is the gap between him and TNR Nightcap, and I have to say a little bit fortuitous that he didn't have have other drivers around him. When he made that mistake on the previous lap, he's going to come across the start-finish line to finish in a second position, and it's looking like the African Stig, or should we say TNR Captain Slow, he is going to get the last step on the podium to finish in a third position. So congratulations to the African Stig, and Sam Jensen with an excellent P4 for him in a very, very eventful race. VSR Giller, what could have been for him? He's going to have to settle for that fifth position with his teammate VSR Wolfie finishing in a sixth position. Sam still, oh, Puma Maverick gets a little bit deep as we went into the bus stop chicane. Oh, whoa, what's happened to Puma Maverick? Puma Maverick spun round, and Uncle Babby is going to take that eighth position away from Puma Maverick. And Puma Maverick's going to finish in P9 then, with Sam Truce in the P10. Let's quickly have a look at Maverick then, see exactly how that happened. So going on board with him as we, I mean, he wasn't that far behind. I think it was Sam Steele, wasn't it? But as we went into the chicane, oh, he went massively deep. And then as he tried to get on the power, he just absolutely spun the rear tyres and was facing backwards. And there was Sam Uncle Babby to take that position from him right at the line. So really unfortunate for Puma Maverick, as Sam Truce is now about to come across the finish line to finish in a 10th position, with VSR JDJ and VSR Fish retiring from the race, so won't be getting any points from this round. But a huge congratulations goes to TNR Nutcap that takes the fight in this championship into the last race. What are your thoughts, Robin?
Look, you know what? Just an amazing race from Scott. Just well planned and well executed. Just another blind of a race, and Brannis as well. I actually thought Brannis was gonna easily take the podium as well, which I was hoping, because he's had a couple of bad luck races as well. But you know, being the track that it's wet and that the guys are pushing, and obviously with the Stig as well, trying the softs and getting into all sorts of tangles at the end of it. We started off with a brilliant patient race, but I ended up I think choosing the wrong compounds, and I don't think the softs was advisable. But yeah, it's a great race nonetheless. Spa always been true to its character and giving us a great experience to watch these tier 1 boys.
Yes, indeed. And Dana, your thoughts as well?
That was an incredible race, just like we thought we were going to. You know, good job to TNR Nutcap. He did an amazing race, excellent strategy, definitely paid off for him. I mean, 27 seconds, that's insane. Absolutely insane. But great job to all the podium drivers and for everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it literally just came down to who made the least mistakes, and it was a pretty much flawless race for TNR Nutcap. I mean, I remember maybe one nervy moment for him, but other than that, pretty clean out there, and he actually got the fastest lap as well, 2 minute 18.550 in what was very tricky conditions. VSR Richard will get that second position though. It definitely damage limitations for him. I think he's still going to be leading the championship as we go into the last round, but certainly the gap will come down from that. I think it's 9 points, the gap between the two drivers, so certainly it's going to be nip and tuck going into Abu Dhabi for the next round. But yeah, it was an excellent performance also from TNR African Stig, who you know, as we as we mentioned, you know, it was touch and go whether or not he was even going to finish in third position with dying soft tyres, but a big mistake from VSR Giller secured the last step on the podium for the African Stig, with Sam Jensen sandwiched between them in a fourth position then, where, you know, again, topsy-turvy race. It looked like it was going to be a bad race for him, but then he rose up the grid and didn't make the mistakes, and 4th position he's got to be happy with, as we said, VSR Giller finishing in 5th position. VSR Wolfie, again, bit of a topsy-turvy race, but finishes in an excellent 6th position ahead of Sam Steele in 7th position. And Sam Uncle Babby, I feel so bad for him because he qualified so high up the grid in quali, and then, you know, he's unfortunately, as the tide turned, so to speak, unfortunately wasn't able to wasn't able to learn or get used to the changing track conditions, and has to settle for that 8th position. In 9th is Puma Maverick, and 10th for Sam Trusp with VSR JDJ and VSR Fish. I think the writing was on the wall on the first lap with that big collision. Wasn't able to recover and ended up retiring from the race. Now, before you guys go, and I've just noticed a big chunk of you have literally just gone, which is quite annoying, it has to be said. But today is the last chance to get involved in this Slayer competition. All right, so we are asking for 40 likes on this broadcast, or if we've got new subscribers and we get our 400th subscriber today, then this prize will go to our 400th subscriber. So if you are new to the channel and you've really enjoyed the broadcast and you would like to get your hands on this prize, please do hit that subscribe button to enter. And if you are the 400th subscriber, then big congratulations to you. But failing that, 40 likes on the broadcast. It must go today. So if you don't do that at all, then Robin, I'm taking them drinks. I'm sorry, you know, you're importing it to me, and I'm going to have them instead.
We should import you and Mustaine. What are you talking about? I want some as well, by the way. How about us, Sean? You know, just don't you like thinking of the
I'm greedy.
Team here, like one for the team, you know? Come on.
Wow.
Yeah, Mustaine. We'll check him out later after the stream.
Yeah. You're in the doghouse, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, as you can see on screen, guys, these are our previous winners. So Anne-Marie and VSR Kennels, they're looking extremely happy with their gifts. So if you do want to have the same smile on their faces, then like I said, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and we want to give it away to you and not let me get my grubby hands on these Slayer energy drinks. So also as well, just to let you know as well, a picture as well of TNR Saint that received his racing gloves. Actually gave it to his son, or maybe the son just stole the gloves off of him, so maybe officially taking ownership of them, but looking really happy in the racing glove trim there. So you know, we've been all about giving away prizes throughout this season, and like I said, we really want to reward all the loyal viewers out there with our prizes, but you have to like the stream, you have to support us, you have to subscribe, so make sure you do it today or you will definitely miss out. But yeah, what can I say, Robin? That was a phenomenal race we just witnessed, and we will. I feel like we're going to need to take a break here. So,
Gladly so.
Yes, exactly. So, whilst we are gone, in case you missed it earlier, we have the round 6 recap of Tier 1 from Parquet, and then more updated news of the Africa Festival, which actually, now that you're here, Robin, maybe you can explain when we come back from the break, as well as, of course, our thoughts of the podium finishers from Spa. And I feel like they've got a lot to say from this race. But we'll see you soon, guys. SMA is brought to you by Simulator Cave. Postnet Midstream. And Jetor, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026.
All right, SMA, this is the round 6 recap at Trial Mountain Reverse.
Race here at the Trial Mountain Reverse as we've got 5 red lights and the lights go green and away we go. So JDJ is going to head this train of cars of Nutcap, Jensen, Sam Steele, Nitro Merlin, Truce actually getting a good run. Actually the Audi looking like it had good pace over the Ferrari in the mid speed, but not able to make the move on Nitro Merlin. Nutcap is hounding down JDJ like a bee to honey right now, and yeah, TNR Nutcap will be looking to get the best exit possible, so he'll get a good run up this 1 mile long straight up the hill through the tunnel. Sam Jensen looking to size up an opportunity, and it looks like JDJ had the inside line to Nutcap as they were side by side going into the corner, but they are how they are for the time being. As VSR Richard looks like he gets past Sam Truth as well. So has Truth made a mistake there? We got VSR Nitro Merlin all over the back of Sam Jensen as well, fighting it out for that 3rd position. African Stig trying to hold off Waxon as Waxon is looking rather competitive right now, and he pulls to the side. In fact, we're going to go 2 wide. We might even go 3 wide at this point as we go through the tunnel. And here comes Waxon now as he pulls to the side of the African Stig. He's going to have the slipstream to Sam Steele, who's going to come out on top here. Truceby's holding off Sam Steele. African Stig is still holding off Waxon. Looked like a slight bit of contact between the 2 drivers, but Waxon is holding firm in 9th position. The VSR Giller to the back of them in 10th position. Very, very close between about 6-7 cars right now. So anything can happen in these opening laps. Very, very close between the 3 drivers there, and Waxon has got the inside line to the African Stig, and there's more contact, and it looks like Waxon has completely lost it with the contact down into P12. Let's have a look on the replay there, but that was a little bit sketchy driving between the pair of them. Let's get a side-by-side viewpoint of the 2. And that was certainly very, very messy, and Waxon nearly with the perfect drift around the corner, but caught the rocks on the left hand side. Looks like VSR JDJ and TNR Nutcap are running their own race, because they are literally swapping the hands of the lead every lap. Slight bit of contact with the wall, and VSR Giller as he made a little bit of a mistake there, and he has lost out on 2 positions to move down to P6. And TNR Nutcap, yeah, he does dive into the pits from the race lead then. 8.2 seconds was the lead over VSR Nitro Merlin, but JDJ was 29 seconds behind Nutcap. Interestingly, as you mentioned, Robin, yes, JDJ is going to have to perform 14 laps on the soft tyres. Is that even possible, though?
Yeah, no, look, JDJ is experienced, and he obviously would not have gone into the pit lane if he felt that he couldn't do the 14. So it's very doable, but I think that he's obviously going to suffer on the final stints of his race, and it's going to be interesting to see where they rejoin, because obviously he would need to battle with Nutcap, and with that creates more tire degradation, and so I think Nutcap's playing a very smart game here.
The African Stick really close up on the VSR Richard then, and now looking rather strong as he goes up the inside of VSR Richard. VSR Richard gives him the space, and the African Stick does move up a position. Just to get back to chat as well, whilst we've got the opportunity here, do welcome in Eco Beast. And also Fish as well. Welcome, Fish. Hopefully we'll have you back in SMA soon. But good to see you in chat as well. We've got Double DP in here as well. And I do believe we had Andalay in here earlier as well. So welcome in Anderlecht. Looking at the race now, though, they've swapped positions here, haven't they? African Stick was in front of VSR Richards. Richard has made the move somewhere, so I think the African Stick made a mistake somewhere. However, he's still to the back of VSR Richards. They exit the tunnel. We got a good slipstream from VSR Richards. A power past him, back up into 4th position. So a great move there from the African Stick. Great racing between the pair of them, but certainly looking on board with TNR Nightcap. He's really closed the deficit to VSR JDJ. TNR Nightcap and JDJ side by side now. Who's going to come out on top? I think, well, Nightcap trying the old switcheroo, and I think he's made it stick because around the outside, and that will turn into the inside line for the next turn, and TNR Nightcap moves up into the lead, but JDJ comes fighting back and retakes the lead from TNR Nightcap, and then Nightcap takes the lead from JDJ on the next turn. So this is absolutely manic between the two drivers. We are definitely approaching squeaky bum time. Can TNR Nightcap, well, he's not got the best run out of the exit. He's going to pull to the inside, which could be, of course, the outside line for the next turn. So they're going to be side by side into turn 1, sorry, with JDJ holding that defensive line, and they're still going to be side by side as we come out of turn 2. But JDJ should have the inside line for the next turn, but Nightcap sweeps around the outside to retake the lead of the race, and JDJ is going to have to do it all over again if he is going to inherit the race lead. Looks like Truce has got a great run on the African Stick as he used that slipstream to his advantage. Not much space given there, but the African Stick will hold on to that 3rd position. Sam Truce is fighting tooth and nail right now, really trying to apply that pressure to the African Stick. But at the moment, yes, P3 and P4 for the African Stick and Sam Truce, but VSR Nitro Merlin don't count him out either because he's just half a second off of Sam Truce in the 5th position, and VSR Richard as well in 6th position with Sam Steele. As you mentioned, Robin, we have got a line of 5 cars battling for position. Who's going to come out on top here? Got side by side again, and is now Richard and the African Stick, and looks like the VSR Richard has pulled a great move to go around the outside past African Stick with Sam Steele challenging as well in 6th position. Looks like African Stick, well, he's not going to make it work there, but he's going to get as close to the back of VSR Richard as humanly possible. But then Sam Steele is now coming in with the fight and pulls up alongside the African Stick. Is he going to make it work now? Surely. Sam Steele, he gives the respect to African Stick, and the African Stick is going to hold him off for the time being because Stick. Then we got Sam Steele pulls to the inside of the African Stick. Can he make it work? Sam Steele. Oh, that's a great move, and he moves up into P5. Now can he catch VSR Richard to try and get that 4th position? They are as close as they've ever been. VSR Richard is going to hold the inside line. Sam Steele's got the overspeed. He's going to try around the outside. And Sam Steele does make it work. He goes a bit deep though, but he's got to have the inside line. There's a little bit of contact between the two drivers, but Sam Steele does make it work to move up into P4. Looks like TNR Nightcap is going to win round 6 at the Trial Mountain Reverse. Congratulations to TNR Nightcap with his 2nd win in a row, and 2nd win of the season, with JDJ finishing in 2nd position. We got Sam Truce. He's going to finish on the last step of the podium to finish in 3rd position.
Here's Nutcap on the win.
I am really happy with the race. I'm really just ecstatic to come with the race win. The whole race, it was just constant back and forth between JDJ and myself, and we didn't know which way I was going to go until the last 2 or 3 laps. It's probably my favorite race I've had ever that I can think of.
Nice.
It was just fast, clean, and of course we're at the front, so we're pulling away from everyone while doing it. And the part I really liked is that, yes, we were battling quite a lot, but it wasn't slowing each other down. It was more like, okay, sure, you make the move here, I lose, we don't even lose time. It's just kind of almost slipstreaming in a way, but battling at the same time. and it was really fun to just practice racecraft and just compete at this high level.
JDJ and Trusp rounded out the podium, while Sam Waxon, Sam Jensen, and Puma Maverick rounded out the order. Coming up, SMA's penultimate battle at Spa-Francorchamps. Bring us home, Flawed.
Engines waking with the rising sun. Across the grid we stand as one. From every corner, every nation, drivers chasing inspiration. Helmets on and hearts aligned. Leave the rivalries behind. On this track we write the story. Respect the road to glory. Lights go red, the moment's near. Feel the thunder, hear the cheer. From pit lane to the finish line. This is where our worlds combine. SMA, hear the engines play. Africa Festival, we race today. Clean lines, courage on display. Growing the sport in every way. Wheel to wheel, but side by side. Honor is our greatest pride. Across the grid, our voices say. Together we race the SMA way.
SMA is brought to you by DC Designs, Right Recruitment, Waggy and Sons, and Slayer, our official sponsors of SMA Season 1 2026. Okay, we are back, and thank you to Parquet for another brilliant recap video. And just word on the Africa Festival. Now that we have them confirmed dates, we've got Robin with us. So, Robin, do you want to explain a bit of an update on the upcoming event for the Africa Festival?
Did we not agree that you wouldn't ask me these questions and put me on the spot? So, I thought we had this arrangement. Like, what's changed, bud? Come on.
Taking advantage of you, aren't I?
Yeah, you bugger. So, I'm very excited. Like I said, the Africa Sim Racing Festival, I think it's going to become one of our probably biggest events, and we'll continue doing it every year and growing that type of community for the drivers entering that event, and just looking forward to it. Actually, the broadcast team knows they've come up with some amazing things for that event, which is on the 23rd?
25th.
The 25th. There we go. And it's on a Saturday, and it's more just look. You can never say it's all let's come and have a fun race together. But it would be a nice day on a Saturday. We've always been racing on Mondays, so I'm excited to have actually a Saturday race for the blinking change, and so that's cool. And looking forward to the attendance. We're also sending out a lot of invites to other African racing associations, and hopefully we get. I know we got the Seychelles guys coming in, and I also know that season 2 it's also going to be, once again, we're going to open it up to international drivers for season 2, and so there's lots of positive things to look forward to. But we're keen to get this event, Sim Racing Festival, guys. Don't miss out. Registration starts on the 23rd of this month. Yeah,
it's 23rd. Literally after the last round of SMA Season 1. So next Monday, registrations will be open for the Africa Sim Festival. And also as well, seeding will take place on April the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. It's free to enter. So make sure you book your registration and your seeding to qualify for this event. We'll have all the race info as well up for you on the 23rd of March. So yeah, get yourselves booked in. We want this to be an event to be remembered. As well as, of course, you know, for me personally, Robin, it'll be great to see other drivers from different nations, as well as our South African drivers. So, yeah, get yourself booked in for that, and yeah, we've definitely got a surprise up our sleeve as well for SMA Season 2, which I've created myself, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So.
Yeah, and to the 24 people, if you can just share the information, you know, go and you know, it would be amazing if the community can also work towards bringing in these other African drivers, or just general, you know, let's grow the community together, and yeah, I think we'll definitely gonna have a great sim racing festival day on the 24th of April. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Okay, all right. Well, we have also got our drivers in the interview booth as well. So, without further ado, and I'm so excited to get to interview the one and only African Stig. I don't know whether or not I should say his real name here, but we'll go with the African Stig for the time being.
Yeah. No, we spoke previously. Sorry, viewers. We had an agreement prior to going live again. So we would like to reveal the African Stig to you guys. For those who don't know, we promised that you would. Excuse me.
And so, for those of you who don't know me, I am Michael Jackson. I know, as many of you guys know me, I'm the African Stig, but I also got two alternative accounts, which is called TNR Captain Slow, and then the radio guy. Yeah, so that is the African Stig, yeah.
Well, I'm glad we've got that established now. So yes, finally revealed the drama is over. However, you did definitely cause some drama in today's race. You got third position. How are you feeling after that race today?
I like I said earlier on, I've changed the ISP and my internet's been bugging, and I was quite disappointed to start at the back, but from last to third, I can tap on my chest and say well done to myself. Yeah, but Richard and Gila, they were so consistent. I mean, unfortunately, what happened to Gila there at the last two laps or the ending of the lap, I have to look at it what happened to him there. But from last to third, it's quite a good position to be at. From last.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like from zero to hero, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
And definitely the car choice as well. So you was the only Nissan GTR on the grid today. Now, normally when it comes to wet conditions, the MR cars are normally the most popular cars because of the rear grip. But tell us about your choice using the Nissan GTR today.
So in I think it was the Manufacturers Cup, I chose the Nissan Skyline, and it was not a bad car, but I tried the Ferrari, the Audi, and I just couldn't get along with the car. So I just used a car that I'm used to and I'm quite comfortable with, and just went with what I feel comfortable with, and it really paid off. I've raced with Scott a few times in the week, and I knew if I'm at least 20 seconds behind him, I'm doing well. So yeah, no, I think Robin also used the Skyline, is correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, so it's not a bad car if you get used to it. And like I said, I've done a lot of daily races with it, and manufacturers with a Nissan. So yeah, it's not that of a bad car. Yeah.
Yeah, you certainly made it work today, and and then I suppose I'm going to have to talk about the final few laps as well. So, so you was riding higher, but of course you had Giller in front of you, who was occupying that third position. But I mean, did you expect the amount of mistakes that you saw in the latter part of the race?
I'm not sure what Stratty was completely on. I don't know if he was on mediums or softs. However, in practices, I knew that the 6 laps, the last stint of the race, you got to look after your tires, and I know he was about 5-6 seconds ahead of me, and my goal was just to keep the tires as cool as possible, and fight in the later stage of the race. So, like I always say. The race only ends at the last lap, you know. So
yeah,
and obviously with the conditions as well, where part of the track is slight wet, so anything can happen. So you just gotta concentrate until you pass the finish line, and that's what I kept in mind. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you certainly kept it in the dry lines and didn't dip a wheel on the wet line, which, to be honest, I was expecting it in the night because obviously it's quite difficult to see the track visibility. But in the day, I wasn't expecting it at all. Yeah, it was very interesting. I don't know if there was just kind of nerves towards the end or just a little bit of pressure or something. But you held it together and fully deserved that third position. I'm going to hand you over to Robin. I'm sure Robin has got some questions for you. So, Robin, any questions?
Got a few questions.
Yeah.
No, the stream's not long enough that people are going to go sleep and we'll still be talking. So I'm going to keep it short. So, as a free agent, the Africa stream, you've raced now for 7 races. Tell me about as a sim racer and obviously in Tier 1 you do very well. Tell me about overall. What did you think of the season 1 that SMA has showcased this year?
Obviously, I know SMA has been advertised very well and shown with his broadcasting and the quality and the professionalism how it's run. That's always an highlight. There's no doubt about that.
I appreciate that.
What
He wanted to be in the limelight. He wants his name in the broadcast. He wants to. I hear you, brother. Good, but did you find it the races and the race directors give you quite a challenge over these 7 races?
Of course. There's especially I think let's rather say for the 7 or 8 rounds, it's always competitive. I've tried to be in the top 5 at least all the time. Scott there has improved so much. He's getting matured in his racing a lot, and he's really someone to, as a marker now these days. And Richard has also been always on top of his game with the strats. He's the master of the strats. So the racing has been good, especially when nobody knows you, so you got no tags on you.
Exactly.
You got no tags on you.
You can still go to the shop without anybody knowing who he is, right? Yeah.
I had one funny incident with Waxon there, and spoken differently. But that was it. But all trying to keep it clean and
well done. Good stuff. Good racing, bud. Good racing.
Thank you, man.
And finally, Dana, have you got any questions at all?
So I don't have a question. I'm kind of ticked at myself, to be fair, because, I believe if memory serves correctly, last season, I commented quite often on the fact that you managed to come from the back and move up the grid very quickly. So I'm a little mad at myself that I didn't realize it was you.
Well, for those of you who didn't know, for anyone who actually found out the secret, there's actually 100K available for the one who found out exact the investigation. So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to reveal now. I can't speak on his behalf. I'll let the lawyers contact you, Donnie.
No, but it was like I said, I didn't check the replay, but I know there was 1 or 2 incidents on lap 1 or 2. and that gave me multiple positions to get up. And
Yeah.
when I was in the top 5, I just need to stay calm and just keep behind, just try not get too behind. Wait for the rain, because my strong point is actually the rain conditions, and that's where I actually gain a lot of time. But yeah, that's just that incident that made me pick up some positions in the race. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was certainly a very eventful start to the race, and yeah, do you know what? I tried to keep up with everything, but there was so much going on at the same time. There was incidents happening when I was showing replays, so that's how manic it was of a start. But yeah, you did what you had to do though today. I don't know who to call you. I don't know if I say the Stig or Captain Slow or not. But
No, he's revealed himself, so it's Dunwin. Everybody that's watching, hello, this is Dunwin.
Too many names. Too many names.
We South Africans know Dunwin, don't you worry. He's well known in the sim racing community. And hopefully it will continue that way. You help us grow the sport, brother. It's just been amazing racing. Glad to see you on track with SMA, and hope to see you in up-and-coming events as well.
Lekker, man. Thank you, guys.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Cheers,
Take care.
Cheers.
Right, cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so yeah, very interesting to get the thoughts of Donwin or Captain Slow or the African Stig. You choose. It's up to you. But in a second position, glad to see him back in the podiums. So it was VSR Richard with the second position. And yeah, Richard, I mean, of course, you qualified in 7th. Didn't expect you to be that far down, but you managed to get 5 positions, get that second. So tell us about your race. How are you feeling after that one?
No, I'm just glad this race is over. It was hectic. Yes, to keep the car on the track between this on the dry line is not easy. So now quali I messed it up because I had never practiced a wet quali lap. It was all dry, and suddenly the weather is going to wet, and I know the track did dry out, and normally the cars that is going last over the line that can squeeze in that last lap have an advantage of a drier track compared to the cars, the first runners.
Yeah.
And when it hit me, I was already on my lap, and I saw, oh, okay, I'm gonna lose out on at least 2 minutes of a drier track. So it is what it is. So I said, okay, let me just keep it on the track, be calm. I knew there's going to be a lot of mistakes because the road is so twitchy when in these conditions, and with the grid start as well. I knew there will be mistakes coming in, and so yeah, my first aim was to stay calm, stay out of battles, and take it from there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it worked out. Nutcap was just too fast. I couldn't catch him. Did catch him in the wet because I think he was on intermediates. But it's also so difficult to pass under these conditions without the risk of ruining both our races and losing too much time to the back runners. So yeah, well done to him. I think he had a good race, and I'm happy. I'm happy with second position. I never thought I will end up second position after all this drama and bad quality. But yeah, I'll take it.
So, Richard, you know I'm going to have to ask you this question then. So, at the start of the race, lap 1, we did notice a bit of a tangle and something that surprised us as well because, of course, it was 2 of your teammates that was involved in it as well. So, tell us your thinking, because I think you was behind them originally, wasn't it? And then, yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was JDJ and Fizz.
Yeah.
So I think also there was 2 Sam guys in that zigzag corners. I don't know what number corners that are.
I think it's Lacombe and Melmedy. Yeah.
On my side, I just checked the replay, felt that I left JD enough space. But he bent it because I knew he was on the outside. And it's very difficult to take the narrow line.
Yeah.
And yeah, he lost it, and I believe Fish went into him, and then Wolf went into him, and yeah, so 3 VSR drivers race ruined there in 1 split second.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. I mean, we know that all of you are clean. You know, you're always fair as possible. Of course, I know though, Richard. I mean, obviously, you didn't want that to happen to your teammates, but you have a championship to fight for, right? And of course, qualifying in a lower position. Of course, the onus was for you to try and catch up to TNR Nutcap and at least challenge him today. So, yeah, no, it was very unfortunate. But you did a fantastic job today. I'll give you to Robin because we've got two other people that are probably wanting to ask you some questions. So, Robin, have you got any questions at all?
Well, I have a couple of answers first because I know Richie's just come back from a long holiday, the bugger. So he's been dusting off his rig yesterday. I think he jumped in for the first time, and then obviously with quali being on a wet track, that would have been a surprise to any guy who has such little practice, and the little that he did was on a dry track. So I can understand the difficulties in that. But once again, Sean was saying that just the patience, manage the podium at the end of the day. And once again, it's that consistent, well thought out, patient races. Yeah, there were a couple of incidences, but this is racing, and but still well done to your race, and good luck for the next one.
No, thanks, Roman.
And lastly, Dana, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I just want to say we all know that racing in the rain is not your favorite. I think you did an excellent job, coming from 7th to secure the 2nd place. So congratulations on that. And looking forward to seeing you in Yas Marina.
Yeah, the ultimate final. No, thanks, Dana. Appreciate that.
Yeah, because Richard, you know now that because Nutcap did win today, it is so tight at the top. So it is literally a last race shootout between you two for the championship.
Yeah.
So
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, I'm staying home this week. So the last 2 weeks I was, like Robin said, on holiday. 1 week to one destination and the next week to the other destination, but I'm done, so I'm at home, so now I'll have to put in the practice and take it on.
And Abu Dhabi as well, I mean, or Yas Marina, is this, because obviously this is a new circuit, right? So, what are your experiences at Yas Marina? Is it a track that you're confident with?
Yeah, I like the track. I won't say I'm confident on it. I did the time trials when it was released and actually did post a good time there on different sectors and so on. But we did not drive it nearly as much as any of the other tracks on the game. So it is going to be a challenge with all the cars on the track. The time trial is always very far different from a race where there is a lot of other cars around you. So no, with my teammates, I think we'll put in the practice this week and see what we can get out of it.
Okay, well, I wish you the best of luck, and certainly as a spectator's point of view, it's certainly going to be a great grand finale for both of you. But massive congratulations on your 2nd place today, and really look forward to seeing how you get on next week.
Thanks, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, Richard. Take care. Okay, and last but not least, then we have got TNR Nutcap with his 3rd race victory in a row. How does that feel, TNR Nutcap?
It feels really, really good. I'm really happy about it. And yeah, it was an insane combination. Thank you for that. That was hectic, especially quali.
Yeah, indeed. Well, actually, you was perfect through quali. I mean, did you? I mean, none of us, I don't think, expected to have rain at the start of quali. Any of your practice was there any rain at the start? And how did you kind of like time your laps? Because of course, the later that you kind of left it, the more chance that you was going to have a dry circuit to produce them fast laps.
Yeah, so in all my practice races, I had not a single time when it was raining in quali. So it was the first time for me as well, very stressful. And my quali ended up, the positioning on the track quite well. I think I crossed the line 5th or 6th last, so basically halfway through the field.
Yeah.
So not the best, not the worst. But I had a lot of open, clean track, which was nice. And it wasn't actually done like that intentionally. I originally went out in the wet tires and did like a quarter of the lap, and I said, no, it's definitely inters. So I went reset to the pits, back on inters, and then I had lots of clean air and stuff. So I managed to set quite a decent time on the slicks for that conditions. It was a very good lap. And I was expecting someone going later across the line, like JDJ or someone, to beat it, but it didn't happen. So, yeah, I'm happy with the pole.
Okay, and then, of course, tell us about the race as well, because I don't know if you was aware of all the commotion that was happening behind you, but it certainly was very tight. And actually, if I remember correctly, the Kemmel Straight, I think you guys were like 3 wide, and I think we saw sort of was it Uncle Babby, I think, took the lead, and then I think Sam Truce was somewhere around there, and I definitely saw JDJ in the mix. So I mean, we didn't really catch it too well, to be honest. It was so much going on. It's so hectic. So how did you sort of like take your opportunity? Like, how did it unfold in front of you as you came into Le Com?
So throughout my practices, I knew that qualifying on pole was actually not the best position to be in. Ideally, you want to be in 2nd or 3rd. You're just going to get swamped down that straight, and that's exactly what happened to me. And so, yeah, I just defended the inside, and it ended up being 3 wide, and I just hit my braking marker and broke the latest, made the corner, and ended up in the lead. So I have watched the replay. I don't know if it was net code or whatever, but there's been incidents, so we have to see what happens there. But yeah, I've had a clean race, and I'm really happy with what I've done.
Yeah, you should be, because definitely, you know, some people watching will probably think that, you know, when you sort of develop quite a big gap to the rest, that it's easy, it's plain sailing. But I tell you what, you know, the composure from you today, where it seemed like you didn't really put a foot wrong. I mean, the only time that I remember you having a bit of pressure was as the rain came, I think it was, and I can't remember who it was behind you. I don't know if it was Richard or not, but it looked like you was kind of struggling to keep control of the car. So tell us about your thoughts in that part of the race, and how you kept it together.
Yeah, so going on to the rain, I went onto the inters, which was actually not the best tire in this case. The wets were quite a lot faster. And especially without TC or anything like that, it's quite difficult to keep on the road, but we managed. Yeah, it was just quite tricky. I was just keeping my head, and I think a thing that helped me quite a lot was Liam, aka Levitius. He helped me a lot, just learning different things. I'm not going to give away secrets, but the wet driving and stuff like that. And yeah, I just used those sort of things, and it was really good. I don't know, I just did what I did in practice a million times, and yeah, I just didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, and you said that so from last week's interview, you said that you are quite used to the night racing, but tell us how tricky it was, like in terms of the evolving track where it was going from wet to dry, and trying to sort of like spot them dry lines on, you know, pretty poor visibility, it has to be said.
Yeah, so I enjoy the nighttime quite a lot, and this was actually a very special case. Nighttime in the rain, don't have that very often. I really enjoyed that. I just enjoy, I don't know how to put it, more difficult things while driving. I feel I can handle them very well because I can catch a car very well. I mean, half those laps I was just drifting, and yeah, I forgot the question.
Well, it was just, it was really just like how tricky was it to kind of spot the dry lines, being that it was nighttime, and because we saw a lot of mistakes from other drivers. But it seemed like it didn't really catch you out. So is it literally just the experience you've got from previous races that you just kind of knew the type of lines that you needed to take on a changing track?
Yeah, so I had to learn those sort of things through trial and error. And yeah, I've had quite a lot of experiences where I've been leading the race in the last few laps. I've gone on a curb and spun out and crashed, and those sort of things in like Nations Cup or Manufacturers Cup. I've had to learn the hard way. So I've learned to keep my focus really well. And it's never over until you cross the line. You can spin out the last corner of the last lap. And with me, the only thing I struggle with a little bit is I don't know how to slow down in a way, and I might push too hard and crash. So I just, if I go too slowly, I actually end up making more mistakes. I have to just keep my pace up, the thing I've done a million times, and that way I make a lot less mistakes. When I back off, I just make a ton of mistakes. And it's just, once you have those lines, it's just, you need to get into that zone where you don't think about anything. You're just doing stuff subconsciously.
Yeah, okay, fair play. Yeah, I mean, anyone that would have been watching today, you know, particularly drivers in like the lower tiers as well, you provided the best showcase, really, I suppose, in terms of how to drive in the wet and how to drive in a evolving track from wet to dry. So huge congratulations to you, TNR Nutcat, for the race victory. It's going to be super tight at the top now going into the last race. But yeah, Robin, have you got anything to add? Any questions at all?
No, you showed it on the race today, and just a smooth, consistent, like you said, not overdriving the car, and racing within yourself and in the zone. What more could you want? And that's why you have taken the race today. Brilliant strat. Firstly, I think your even your fuel. I don't think you had to fuel when you put it and gone on to the medium, Scott.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. So that was a good fuel plan strat as well, because that gained you some time as well. And obviously with you on the inters, that I think Richard was caught up to you from about 4 seconds back. But you held him just well enough to get the inters to come into its strength, and you pulled a good gap. And yeah, I think from there on, it was your race. And yeah, well done to that. Great consistency, great mature racecraft. 100%. For me, is no doubt driver of the day for me. So well done, Scott. Once you go 3 in a row. Come on, you go, boy. You go, my bro. Continue your good show of form.
Thank you. The strategy actually wasn't ideal. I fueled up heavily on the first stint and went to inters because I was hoping it was gonna stop raining later on, so I could do the one stop and just stay on inters. But unfortunately, it stopped raining pretty early, so I just couldn't do that strategy. So I just had to adapt on the fly. Otherwise, I would have definitely gone in the wets. But otherwise, there was nothing wrong with my race. So I'm really happy with that.
And Dana, anything to add or to ask?
Well, you kind of already answered the question, Scott, because we've seen great improvement, from last season to this season. And, I was going to ask, what's the difference? What has made that difference for you? And you answered it with saying, you were probably too cautious last season. And in that caution made those mistakes. And now coming into this one, you're kind of letting that caution go and just doing what works for you. So great improvement, just absolutely incredible. With the experience that all the other drivers have versus your 15-year-old self, it's quite a sight to see. So how are you feeling going into Yas Marina? Is this a good track for you?
Yeah, so Richard's still going to have a bit of a lead in the championship, but I'm going to do absolutely everything in my power to win the race, and everything else is just in his hands, I guess. So we have to see about that. But I am feeling obviously quite confident with 3 race wins in a row going into the last race. Hopefully I can make it 4. And yeah, I'm just finding a really good form right now. I think just getting that first race win out the way had just like unlocked a mental barrier in a way to show I could do it. And now that that's happened, it's going to be fun.
Awesome. Well, congrats on taking the race win today, and definitely looking forward to you and Richard battling it out next Monday. And good luck.
Thank you so much. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, hopefully you've got the nerves of steel going into the last round, and I think, well, to be honest, it's too close to call exactly what you would need. But I think really just gun for that race victory. And I'm pretty sure that the championship will be yours. So you know what to do. And we hope to see it, and it's certainly going to be a fantastic last race of the season to end this fantastic season. But congratulations on a great performance today and your 3rd victory in a row. And yeah, really excited to see how you get on next week.
Now I've got perfect end to the season, and next race the pressure's off, kind of, in a way. So, yeah, we'll just go out there and do our best. Nothing to win or lose. And just drive as fast as we can.
Yep.
Yeah, fingers crossed for you. Good luck to you.
And one more thing, Scott. It would be nice. Sorry, Sean. It would be nice if a South African junior claims the Africa Championship trophy. For me, that would be, I think, a good statement there to all the other drivers, the Levi's and Commentators and the Richards and JDJs, and there's quite a few fast tier 1 Sams guys as well. Huge competition, 1-day event. I wonder if the junior Scott will have what it takes to win that one. So that will be interesting to see. Excited to see you racing that event, but
thank you. I'm gonna do my best in that.
Yep, 100%. All right, but thanks. Well done. Good race.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nutcat. Take care of yourself.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you.
See you later, mate. Take care. Okay, so that rounds up our podiums, our thoughts from the podium drivers, that is. I was looking at the chat, actually. They're probably gone now. But I do have to say a big thank you to everyone that has liked the stream. I do believe we have hit that 40-like goal. So and apparently, Robin, don't, because you've got the analytics, but apparently we're 1 away from 400. So
that we are. Actually 2. Sorry.
Is it 2?
2 away. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Someone said one more to go, but it might be likes. Sorry, yeah, that's what it was.
It was for the likes, yeah.
Yeah. All right, okay. So if we don't hit the 400th subscriber, then we will give the Slayer, the box of 12 Slayers to a lucky random viewer. Now that we have hit the 40 likes. That will be announced next week, guys. So thank you very much for the continued support. And thank you, Sean, as well, for the kind compliments as well, and also Vogs as well. You know, the DGDR podcast, which I've been on this show before, and you know, they're a fantastic crew of people that ask us all the difficult questions. They're a lot of fun, and they're also sim racers themselves. They are actually VR sim racers on PlayStation, so you definitely want to go and check them out. They're called Dumb Guys Do Racing, and you can catch them on YouTube and on Spotify. So definitely worth checking out, and of course they're part of Naughty's Racing League, which is another series that I do commentary on as well. So and they're competing in that this year. So best of luck to you. But yeah, certainly definitely go and check them out. Maybe I have to put a link in Discord or WhatsApp and get you guys to check them out and give them the support they deserve as well. You'll really enjoy them, though. I do promise you on that one. And thank you, Sean. Thank you. Just moving swiftly on. So we have just mentioned what's coming up for the next round. However, just a recap really of what's coming up. So our grand finale, as you can see, we are off to Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina with the track length 5.2 kilometers, featuring 16 turns in the clockwise direction, and you guys will be aware that this is a new location added to GT7 quite recently. I think it was November, wasn't it? I think so. So it's normally the last round in the F1 season, and quite fittingly, it's our grand finale of SMA Season 1 2026, where we will find out who will be our new champion in SMA. So do make sure you tune in next week, Monday the 23rd of March at 8:40 p.m. Central African time to find out. It's gonna be an absolutely cracking race, that is for sure. But before we do wrap this up, one last shout out to our sponsors. Quite fittingly that Sean thanking the sponsors. Here's our chance to thank the sponsors. So please give a warm welcome and a big thank you to our sponsors: simulatorcave.com, Postnet Midstream, and we've got Jetor Falabora, DC Designs, Right Recruitment, Waggy and Sons, and finally Slayer Energy. Now please do subscribe to our channel. We are 2 away from that 400 figure, so it would be much appreciated on this platform, YouTube, but also go and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and of course on Discord as well. Same name, just look us up. We'll be there. We'll appreciate your support on them platforms, and if you would like to get involved in future championships as a driver, please do contact Robin Williams, our SMA and MSA GT7 promoter, for further details, especially with this Africa Sim Racing Festival coming up on April the 25th, with registration open on March the 23rd and seeding in between from April the 7th to the 11th, I do believe. So definitely hit him up and hit us up on the Discord channel to get involved in our latest festival or our latest event. I would love to see you in this competition. So we need to get the thoughts of Robin and Dana for what their thoughts were from the race and who their driver of the day is. So, I did kind of get Robin's driver of the day, but so I'll hand it over to Dana then. Dana, who is your driver of the day, and your final thoughts from this race as well?
So my driver of the day is definitely going to have to be Nutcap. Man, that was a show. That was a show and a half, and he really showed, his confidence in going into this race. And like I said, previously, I think his biggest challenge, was the inconsistency. And this year, he has definitely shown another side and really giving these seasoned drivers a run for their money. So overall, fantastic race. Gilla, if you're still listening, get on the podium, man. I want to talk to you.
For sure. I was hopeful as well.
Yeah. Sure. And I'm still mad. That I didn't figure out that was Donwin, but I'll get over it. But overall, just amazing. Commentary, amazing. Robin, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. And showing a fantastic job, as usual.
Yeah, it seems like TNR Nutcap is our driver of the day. I was going to say a quick mention and maybe giving my driver of the day to TNR Captain Slow or the African Stig or Donwin, whoever. Just literally, I mean, obviously it was a great performance from him to make up, I think it was 9 positions from the race, but also as well, just getting him in the interview booth, and revealing himself and being a good sport and No, a real class act, and really great to get his thoughts. So, you know, because he could have backed out, but he didn't. He was a great sport, as I said. So, so he would be my driver of the day. I don't know if there was any in chat, but I think it's outright that TNR Nutcat gets the driver of the day status today. But yeah. Big thank you once again has to go to Robin Williams and Dana as well for joining me in the commentary booth today. Have you enjoyed yourselves, Robin?
What a question. I'm all. I told you now. The problem is now it takes me another 8 hours to sleep because the adrenaline is still there. So yeah, no. Even though it's been a great race to watch and one to drive as well. So well done to all you guys, and especially those who bonded in Tier 1. It makes me feel so much better if you guys are human and win quite well. So that made me feel a bit better about my race. But yeah, it was a difficult race, but really happy to be part of the broadcast as well.
No, we absolutely love to have you in here as always, Robin, and I'm glad you was a part of this one because yeah, we spoke about how many races we've had where you know, there's too much action going on, and I think this race was another one of them ones. So no, I really appreciate 100%. You being there today, Robin, and Dana as well. Thank you so much for joining me as well. Have you enjoyed yourself? Did I throw you in at the deep end today, or you know, did you enjoy yourselves?
No, absolutely had a fantastic time. I knew it was going to be a wild one, you know, from the start. So I was definitely looking forward to it. Did not disappoint. I think personally we did an excellent job covering most of the happenings that were going on, and definitely looking forward to the showdown next week. Yas Marina, Richard and Nutcap. Who is going to be the champion?
There we go.
Couldn't pull it better myself there. Well, thank you very 100%. Much. Yeah, thank you very much, Robin and Dana, for your time, and we'll definitely chat soon. All right.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Okay, so that is round 7 complete, and now we have just that one final race left in this extraordinary season. And of course, it was TNR Nutcat with the win in Tier 1 this evening, making it 3 wins on the bounce. So as Dana perfectly put it, you know, who is going to win the SMA Championship for Season 1 in 2026? Well, you'll have to make sure to tune in for this final race of the season at Yas Marina on the 23rd of March at 8:40 p.m. Central African time. And make sure, if you are new to the channel, subscribe to us so you don't miss a heartbeat from us, and hit that like button. Of course, we have hit the 40 likes, but it doesn't stop you for adding even more likes to this amazing broadcast, and we will announce a winner of this box of 12 Slayer drinks next week, Monday broadcast. We really appreciate all the love and support, guys. Yeah, and also as well, if you are new to the channel, then please do hit that subscribe button as well, because we are 2 away, so it'll be nice to announce that we've hit that 400th subscriber as well in our last broadcast of the season. Okay, but I have been your main host, Flawed Genius Gaming, signing out for another week. So stay safe out there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Engines live. Lights out. This is SMA! Track, heartbeat sinks to the dash, stealing fire, gripping speed, every corner's all we need. Hands tight, bars are down, hear the crowd, feel the sound, no mistakes, no rewind, leave the doubt behind the line. Red lights count Push the limit, hold the line, every second on the time. No fear, no delay. This is SMA. Full throttle, no retreat, rubber burning underneath. We don't break, we don't stop. When the lights go out, we go on. Full throttle, feel the drive. Every lap we come alive. SMA, claim the win. Season starts, let it begin.
Coming up next week, round 8, Yas Marina, the grand finale of SMA Season 1 2026.